alive. How can he join?
I'm going to be like your dad. I'm not coming home with the milk.
Oh, God, what an idiot. Right, sorry, guys, I've restrained a little bit.
What? Are you triggered by me, Kaz?
No, meaning he's triggered.
Oh.
It's not my intention, though, to be honest. It's just like, hang on, where is she? It's just like, you got to give him a right of reply. Now that he's given me permission to go home, he can't do me for harassment.
Hey, Sarah.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey,
You
Kaz.
right?
Yeah, no, I'm all good. Yeah.
He's so fixated that now he's like when he said when the cops went around the other day, oh, it's online harassment, but he's just clearly I've got him
And
on
he blames me for everything.
Yeah, but he's just on recording now, Kaz, saying, oh yeah, no, you make your post and I'll make the post, so fine.
Yeah. It's just out of it. It's like, like, this is what I'm really concerned about, okay? I'm really concerned for Kelly. And I'm going to be straight up honest, because I really wanted to say that tonight, that even though we've all been really triggered and abused by him, we do have a woman that is in his home.
That's crazy.
And,
wow.
He does. Like, I remember saying to Loop, why don't you let me talk to Kelly? Why can't I have a conversation with her? And I never, ever have, not once. And I don't know, I just think he announced today that he's in a relationship with Miss Mocker on Alf. So I'm thinking, well, how is Kelly feeling about this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand narcissists will chase, like, they chase energy, they chase bodies, they chase that good feeling. And that's why he has a lot of women around him. But
wait, doesn't he have a wife?
Yes. But what I'm saying is I'm concerned for her. I don't think she has a voice.
What, and have you never spoken to his wife, Kaz?
Not once. Not once,
you
ever.
used to see her commenting on live quite a bit back in my days, to be honest. And then it became the whole control narcissistic side of him come out.
So have you spoken to her?
I have, yeah.
All right. I never ever have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He used to hang around with that Jess Healing lady.
Who Kelly did?
Yep. Yeah, they were real good friends. Yep. Miss
Oh,
Healing.
really? I didn't know that.
What did he say his reason was for not letting you talk to her?
He didn't really, the thing is, when you ask Henry a question, he goes to answer it with a billion words that aren't even answering your question. He talks in roundabouts.
Yeah, who would want to chase after Henry? I would.
No. Well, you and I can see that, Sarah, but the whole thing is, like, I personally spoke with Anna, and, like, if everybody was part of that whole conversation, I think you would all be very concerned. And the whole thing is, like, all I know is the shit's going down, and is she okay?
Yeah, it's like a control thing, eh? Just, where the key is, just take it out, take the yellow tag out, like, when the cops went round there, and it's like, what the fuck?
If he has, no, just hear me out, because I worked in family violence for a really long time. If he has weapons there, they have been taken. Like, has anyone ever been in an abusive relationship where you've been threatened?
Not personally.
What was that, Kat? What was that question?
Hi, Kaz.
Hey, Laura.
What's up, bad bitch?
So, like, I just asked the question, have you ever been in an abusive relationship where you've been threatened?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right? So,
Kaz, you've got quite a few replies in the questions or in the box.
Yeah. So we've got this woman who I don't believe is on the Queen Toot Toot account. This is just my opinion. This is not truth. This is not an accusation. This is not defamation. It is my feeling and my gut alone, okay, which I'm allowed to talk about. I actually feel she's in danger, and I am very concerned for her because he is showing every sign of a sociopath. And I've studied them, okay?
Yeah.
And also, I've worked in family violence for over 6 years with men worse. Well, no, actually, he's right up there. They were court-mandated men. These are men that have already been to court and, you know, done some pretty horrific stuff. And I'm just really concerned for her, and I'll be honest. And that's why I left, because I was like, I wanted to say it. I didn't really have the chance to talk about it. I'm a court-approved facilitator for family violence, a parent control wheel. Is it co-facilitator with the woman's perspective? Yeah.
Fuck this chicken's good, eh?
Guys, are you right though, Kaz? We should be concerned. We should be concerned.
And I think even though we're being harmed on the app, he's got children and a wife in his home. What do you mean? What does that mouthful mean? A court-approved facilitator for family violence?
Sorry, it's just I worked with, I'm not going to say the charity's name, but let's just say they have a religious background helping the marginalised community. But this whole concept of family harm, I find like the colonizer, and this is not to say that there's not actual real criminals or real people with problems that are either being, how do you say that? Being delivered help or being delivered justice to. Don't get me wrong. I'm not beefing on, I'm just saying the words that they use, like family harm. Because under the legislation, it can be the kid that can be the problem and they uplift that, or it can be the family. They remove that or jail that or whatever the issue is. But there's nothing really in society that actually, apart from social services and food banks and budgeting, that actually enables families to be successful, to grow successful. You have to actually do personal development. I'm not landing a pitch or a program. I'm just saying facilitation is to make easy. So when you say court-approved facilitator, is that when after they get their sentence, they got to come and do their rehab or go to their program at the marae where they learn about how to control their anger?
Yeah. It's using the Duluth model, which is the power and control wheel. Are you aware of?
To be aware of power and control. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the power and control wheel. So you've got, threats.
Some people, like you say, those people, they thrive on that. They use the power and abuse and
then it turns to violence. Yeah. Well, physical.
Yeah.
Or sexual.
See, I have a thing as a man about violence, right? Want to hear it? I'll tell you anyway. We used that back in the day of caveman to hunt, provide, defend, family, community, tribe, etc. Now they let they let the cops do that. Like if you were getting abused or another man was, being an idiot, he would get a dong. Now all of a sudden you can't do that. That's assault. Yeah, I get the whole thing, about safer communities and handling yourself, and violence should be the last resort. But, we're not condoning violence, right? Because it goes into intergenerational abuse and blah, blah, blah. And then, it feeds on, a vicious cycle. But I do believe that controlled violence, like learning self-defense, standing up for yourself, like that's all legit. But isn't it interesting how they manipulate words and use that against men? But this guy in this particular case, nah. But I also heard the word, that's why I asked about, we're not trying to witch hunt Henry, but there's obviously some stuff he's done that is not legal and not appropriate and not kind. I'm not defending the man at all. I'm just saying.
Well, he just made another post an hour ago, so what's that say about him?
Oh, has he been posting in here?
No, he made a post about me on his page.
Oh, okay. So
Of everything
I don't
that's
follow
been
him,
talked
so
in here.
I
Man,
guess
that
they.
ice cream's good, tonight, I want to say.
Oh, mute her, Matt.
Sorry for interrupting. I think I'm coming better now.
So yeah, what would have happened? You would have seen a whole range of men or criminals come through the doors, right? Programs, what have you. But we can't really, place judgment or say how effective
Yes, I can.
programs are.
Absolutely, I
Well,
can.
I know that
when
there's like
we're being
alcohol. There's
harmed on
basically about
here
3%
and
that actually
listening to
change.
his sister, I
Okay.
can actually do that. Yes.
Okay,
You know?
on just on him, not on that, on violence and men and men's programs and the system.
I think you've got some outdated views, Commander.
Yeah.
In my
Why? I
opinion.
mean, we're all entitled to our opinions.
Yeah,
but,
no, and that's my opinion.
what-
Because I can hear some of the stuff you're saying. Chris used to say, like he would be like, if I'm the father lion in the
Yeah.
animal kingdom, and any other male lion comes along to my fucking cubs and that, and my woman, what does the male lion do to the other male lions? Arrgh, he attacks. But the thing is, we're not living in the animal kingdom. We're living.
But none of you men are pulling him up, apart from Matt. That's it. That's all I see. Matt's the only one.
Well,
And the
actually,
whole
I've
thing
told
is you
him
can't use
several
the animal
times.
kingdom when you're not actually doing it. Do you
Yeah,
know what I
because
mean?
also
Like,
tigers eat their own cubs too. So, but that whole role of provide and protect, is it controlling to let your woman go into an alcohol-fueled bar and go out dancing every night with friends? Hey, what does that say? Is that power and control, or is
It
that
is.
just like? Because then we go into the
It is.
being misandry and all that. Because
Because you don't have a right to tell
Yeah, I know
any
you do.
human being what they can or can't do.
well,
whether
why be
they-
in a relationship then, woman?
Well, no, because if you're in a
Why
relationship,
would you be out with
Did you just call her
bar
woman?
of men, alcohol fueled, crazy, lost your mind?
because I will respond. If you're in a relationship,
It's about respecting
yeah,
the man
but
as the head of the
Maybe
house.
respect her for talking, Commander. Show what you're preaching about.
if you're in a
I'm not
respectful-
preaching. I'm not a religious man.
If you're in a respectful relationship with someone, then
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Hold on. No, you didn't let me respond.
Yeah.
If you're in a respectful relationship with someone and you're not controlling each other, then you come to a mutual agreement because that's your partner. You don't. I spent 20 years being told that I wasn't allowed to go to a bar and I wasn't allowed to drink and I wasn't allowed to do this, when actually some of the things should have been my choice and they were taken from me. And
Okay. Can I ask you, why would you need to go to a bar if you're in a relationship, or if you're not going to dinner or out
She doesn't
together?
need a reason.
not
Why does
the
she?
ma-
Why do you feel she needs a reason, Commander?
Excuse me,
the
no one
matter-
was talking to you, Kaz.
It's not a
I'm
matter
addressing
of.
Part
her.
of this conversation.
It's
You
not
don't
a
need to
matter.
be rude.
I'm not being rude. I'm being
You are
assertive.
actually, and I felt what you just
I don't
said
care
to me.
about your
I'm not
feelings.
part
You're
of
no
this
one but
conversation.
someone
It's
on the
actually
internet to
rude.
me, and you're actually talking over the top of what was being
No,
said
you've
earlier.
been talking over me
Trying
and
to
interrupting
dominate
me
your
the
power
whole
about
night.
your big
I
mouth.
came in here to talk, and you jump in to overtalk me and take us
No,
off track
I
from
just
what I was
questioned
trying
what you
to
were
say.
talking about. I'm a
No,
workplace
I
facilitator.
didn't want
I'm
you
a
to
court
come up
order
and talk.
facilitator.
I came in here to talk to Sarah.
Well, Sarah's having
Maybe
her dinner and doing her own
maybe
thing.
Sarah wanted to spend some
Maybe
time
she
with her
needs to
friends
actually
at
get
the pub.
mental health help and have a counsellor, not just.
No, so Commander, what I was going to say is, I should be, as a free adult, have the right to go to a pub, go and have a drink, that doesn't mean there's not consequences to actions, but I shouldn't have to seek approval from my partner or be allowed to. And that those outdated views that I believe you have are actually what causes toxic and controlling relationships.
Yeah.
And I really
agree,
disagree
Sarah.
with your opinion. I think you're wrong.
And I think that just, just that whole situation